Okay, so we should be ready to revolve this. Let's go ahead and turn off the image for now. So head over to your layers and turn off layer 0. So you're left with the image. And let's go ahead and revolve the top of the object first. So use the revolve command, enter, and we're going to select this portion over here as well as this one over here. Okay, because they're all kind of smooth. And we're going to press enter, and I'm going to select a vertical line, and you'll notice that this line isn't snapping, probably because I don't have my ortho mode on, but if not, just click on a point, and you'll notice that it is revolving. Type in 360, enter, and I'm going to switch over to a shaded mode so you'll be able to see this better. But this is the top of the bottle. Okay, let's go ahead and revolve this pattern now. Use the revolve command, enter, and I would like you to select these two lines and then press enter again, and we need to revolve it around this line, and that's the purpose of this line, to generate a pattern. And the first one has to be negative 60 degrees, enter. So you're going to notice that it's at the bottom of the bottle, and it's also going to allow us to reuse this profile up here. So then if you use revolve again, you should be able to select those two lines, press enter, and then go back to this point. And mine's just having a little difficulty snapping right there. And this time I'm going to go a positive 60 degrees. Now let's use the union tool to combine these two halves together. So type in union, press enter, and select all the components that make up that system. Press enter again. It might pop up with a message saying that it doesn't recommend the union. Whatever, click continue the union operation anyway. And if you did so correctly, you should now be able to select this as a single piece. Okay, so now we need to create a polar array of this object, but you can only revolve or use a polar array along the z-axis. And right now the z-axis isn't pointing in the correct direction. So let's go ahead and grab it from over here. Press escape a few times if it's not letting you, and click on that little box, move it over to a point like there. So I dropped it down there. And now I'm going to readjust the Z by clicking on it once and clicking on the Z and making sure that it is facing the correct direction. So now since it's on that line, we'll be able to do a polar array of this feature, and then type in polar, and it should be the array polar option at the bottom there. Click on that, and then it's going to be select object. So select it, press enter, and then click on the point where you created that axis. And if you did so correctly, you're going to notice that it's created the pattern that we're looking for. However, there's like a large amount of gaps in between it. So we're going to increase the number of items that we have. And let's go ahead and try 12 items. And then I'm just going to click to the one underneath it. And if you take a look there, you can notice that there's been a significant reduction in gaps. But nonetheless, there are still a few gaps. So let's adjust it to 14. Click OK, and that's looking much better. So that's looking good so far. Okay, and now hopefully you're starting to see the pattern. This is just a smooth line, so we're just going to use the revolve tool, enter, select that, enter, and then I'm going to draw out a line. So we're going to revolve this 360 degrees, enter. We got that part of the bottle made. This part, had that feature on it. So we're going to pattern it across this line. So use the revolve tool, enter, select this line as well as that line up there. Press enter, and then we're going to use this line to revolve it. And remember, we start with negative 60 first. Negative 60, enter, so we get that backside. And then I'm going to press enter again so we could reuse this profile with revolve. I'm going to click on that line and that line. press enter. Then I'm going to select this once again as my revolution axis. And this time I'm going to go positive 60 degrees and press enter. So it looks something like that. To make sure that we can revolve this correctly, I'm going to select the axes from over here and just put it down on the bottle. And it's still facing the same direction, or the correct direction. So we can use the array polar option. So go to array polar, and you can use the union command beforehand, or in reality we could probably just select each individual component like that and then press enter, and we're going to click on the center of the axes to generate that profile. That's looking pretty good, but pretty hollow. So we're going to increase the number of items from 6 to 12. Take a look at that. Still gaps in the bottle, so 6 to 14. Better, but not quite there. So let's go to 16. And that's looking pretty good. So that's sealed up. And then lastly, let's use the revolve command, enter. Whoops. Revolve, enter. Select these two lines, enter. And then we're going to select this. And we're going to revolve this 360 degrees, enter. So you're going to have a bottle that looks like this. Okay, and that's going to complete part 2, and I'll see you for the final part where we add all the materials in part 3. Peace.